Welcome back, beautiful people, to Culture Talks. My name is Frankie, and this is your weekend in pop culture review. So to begin, if you're new to this video and to this channel and to this page that I'm doing, so the Monday videos are all just about a weekend in pop culture review, just what happened this past weekend in terms of pop culture, any announcements, anything that's come out, even little last minute things to the Monday, because you know it is technically still today, so I would put it in, even edit it in last minute if I have to, if it's big news. And we have big news today, some good, some bad, but let's just jump right into the box office, shall we? Go. So to begin, the box office, it's been rearranged since this past week. It was pretty much dominated all of October for just 3 movies, honestly, and it's just a completely different change of movies, change of array of films, different style of films, different films throughout the top 5. So to begin, Dr. Seuss, The Grinch, #1, comes in #1, debuting at #1, making $66 million at the box office. Congratulations on debuting #1, Dr. Seuss, The Grinch. Congratulations to you guys and everyone who worked on that. You're so far on a good pace for the holidays, I guess, whatever. #2, you have Bohemian Rhapsody, moving down from the #1 spot after debuting #1 last week. Comes in at #2, making $30.8 million this past weekend. Very good, and I'll get more into what other things in a bit. Kind of a new segment, don't want to ramble. Let's go into #3, which that spot now belongs to Overlord, debuting in at #3 after debuting this past weekend, coming out this past Thursday. I personally saw it already. Very good film, pretty good film. Okay, not very good, it's pretty good. It's nothing amazing, but it made a respectable $10 million this weekend. And then again, not gonna go into some things. I'll break it down at the end. So, #4, Nutcracker. I have much to say about this film. I haven't seen it, just stuff that I've read already. It's called Nutcracker and the Four Realms. It drops from #4 it drops from #2 to #4, and it made $9.5 million. More information to come. #5, The Girl in the Spider Web. Yes, The Girl in the Spider Web, got it. Debuting in at #5, another thing, big deal, making $8 million at the box office this weekend. So with that being said, those are your numbers, take it for what it is, and take this information that's coming up next for what it is. Ready? So starting off with The Grinch #1, debuting in at #1 with $66 million. It's had a budget of $75 million, so with different production companies, it varies. Obviously, we don't know personally what they're thinking. It's just assumed that they would prefer to make their money back in that first weekend, in the first 2 weeks. So I don't know. Who knows if they take it as a win or as a loss? I'm giving them a win because although the movie didn't come out particularly well, it wasn't received that well, people wanted to go see it. Obviously, animation. There's no big animation films coming out, and also a good name attached to it. People are gonna go watch. Benedict Cumberbatch is a draw, and obviously animation and being the holidays real soon is a draw. So coming in at #1, $75 million budget is a big, easy going for them. They'll probably make their money back after making $66 million this week. So congratulations to them. #2 was Bohemian Rhapsody. It made its money back. Let's get that. I'll leave that out right there. So it had a budget of $52 million, made the $100 million domestically after making. It was $30.8 million. Excuse me, $30.8 million it made this past weekend. So congratulations to them. They've clearly made their money back. It's made $100 million overall. I think it is supposed to be domestic. Could be wrong. It probably is worldwide. When I looked it up, it said domestically, which I find it doesn't match up per se, I think. But whatever. Hey, it made money. It made its money back. Congratulations to them. Even with all the reception, I thought personally it was going to lose more money after that first weekend review, and people saw it, but who knows if people were going to go see it again. But coming in at #2 after being #1, that's not a big drop off. Sometimes we see larger drop offs. Good. Overlord, a movie I personally saw, was good, nothing amazing. Came in at #3, good for them. Unfortunately, it might not be good for the production, who knows. It had a budget of $38 million, obviously making $10 million this past weekend. So they have a bit of ways to go. Worldwide, nothing yet that I know about or saw. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's still a fun movie. It's getting good reception. It's better than Bohemian, better than The Grinch, and better than these next two, honestly. So moving on. Last weekend I touched upon The Nutcracker, and I didn't say the full title because I did not care. I don't care about this movie, and clearly no one else cares about this fucking movie. I said fuck. Yes. The Nutcracker, I'm just gonna call it that, it said last weekend, I touched upon it, it didn't say what the budget was. The budget came out this past weekend. It was a budget of $120 million, and so far it's only grossed $35.2 million domestically. That's terrible. On a budget of $120 million. That's just as bad. Like, and this is a really not well-received film. Forgive me for that weird sentence. It still made sense, but it's baffling. Like, you put a lot of money into that, and clearly in the trailers you can see that with the CGI. At least make the film good, and clearly it's not. So at least with First Man, yeah, I'm personally gonna rag on it for not making money, but I'm ragging on people for not going to see this film. And it'll make its money back eventually. It will, I think, slowly but surely. Whether it's on sales and other things like Blu-ray, and maybe even a book, I don't know, scripts, but it will make its money back. I took away Nutcracker's credibility just now by putting in another film. Moving on. And lastly, I have a lot to say about this one too, because this also doesn't look good. It didn't get a good review. So The Girl in the Spider Web, formerly known as, or not formerly known as, just a sequel to The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So The Girl in the Spider's Web had a terrible opening. I said not so good. It's honestly a bad opening. Only 8 million. Debuting at number 5, so it's clearly not going to be kept in the top 5. It's going to fall off. And this had a budget of 43 million, so that's not good. It's not very good. It's not looking good. And just to put that in perspective, it's only gonna get worse from here because more movies are debuting. Widows is coming out, which is getting great reviews. Creed 2, which is anticipated, which I might be going to see. It's only expected to get worse. I don't know what else to say. Look at it this way. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo had a budget of 90 million, so almost double of what the sequel has, and it made 242, I think, worldwide. 262 million dollars worldwide. I'll fact check you, and you can fact check me. And it made over 200 million dollars worldwide, basically. So it made its money back just fine. So this one it's not looking good. I don't even think they'll touch 30 before the month is over. But it could be I could be wrong. Worldwide, it might do better. Who knows? Who cares? This film clearly isn't what people wanted. It doesn't have the big stars attached with Rooney Mara and Daniel Craig. So I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to say. Don't go see this film, and I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna do a review unless maybe I'll put out a poll and tell me which bad movie do you want to go watch me go see and review. Can't be Venom because Venom was October. I'm gonna stick to November movies now only. All right. Moving on to quick sports stuff. Giants play today. As we keep an eye on the Giants today, the only reason I say this and bring it up is because OBJ last week, or Odell Beckham Jr., I think it was past week, said that the Giants can come back and win 8 games in a row, and they'll be right back in it. So let's see if they come out with a win. Also, and we know what OBJ wants for Christmas. I think it's he wants it. Score points, more points, and a new QB probably. I feel you, OBJ. We feel you. Moving on. And we know what OBJ wants for Christmas, I think. It's he wants it. Score points, more points, and a new QB probably. I feel you, OBJ. We feel you. Moving on. The Knicks lost 89 to 115. No shock there. Go Raptors. And the other team, unfortunately, is part of New York. Unfortunately, in basketball, Nets lost to defending champs. Go Raptors! There was no surprise there because defending champs, but the score was 110 to 116, or excuse me, 100 to 116. Nets losing by 16 points. No shocker there. So, but for defending champs, they shouldn't be giving up so many points. Their defense sucks, right? Let me know. Moving on. Something I have to talk about because it's part of my culture, my pop culture references, and maybe not yours. But if you haven't seen or you haven't heard, There was some buzz over the weekend for this UFC 139 Fight Night 139, a free event, a broadcast cable event. It was celebrating the 25th anniversary of the UFC. Happy birthday to the UFC. It's the 25th anniversary because it's been 25 years since the UFC debuted it from UFC 1, from that crazy tournament, no rules, no crap, balls punching, eye poking, everything pulling sort of fight. Obviously it's changed since then. It's legal everywhere. It wasn't legal in here in good old New York State, but now it is. And this past Saturday, whatever you want to say, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw me freak the hell out. But to backtrack a bit, and before I get ahead of myself, I have to give props to where props are due. This past weekend, the co-main event was co-headlined with Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Platinum Mike Perry. Cowboy beat Perry in the first round via armbar with like 15 seconds left. Great finish, great win. What's great about this, and props to him, was this is a milestone. He broke 2 records that night, with one being having the most finishes by a UFC fighter, and one of the biggest ones, and will only get bigger, is having the most wins by a UFC fighter in the UFC. So congratulations to Cowboy Donald Cerrone. That man is a beast. He is a mixed martial artist. He's dubbed a Muay Thai kickboxer. He's more than a kickboxer. He's more than a striker. He's a full-blown mixed martial artist, and his son is adorable in his little getup. It's great. Watch the win and watch the celebration afterwards. It was really heartwarming. And moving on to the main event, the Korean Zombie versus Yair El Pantera Rodriguez, my boy from Chihuahua, Mexico. That's not where my family's from. Just, go Mexico. Gotta support the peeps. My second motherland, my second country, my second home. That's my blood. So obviously I was rooting for Pantera the whole way. And just the craziest fight, probably fight of the year, fight of any combat sport of the year, should go to this because of how insane it was. There was kicks, head kicks, elbows to the face. Everything was being eaten. They were bloody. They were tired. And in the last round, it looked like Korean Zombie was gonna take the decision win, or let it go to decision and win. He comes in still with a fury, and with a Hail Mary elbow, Yair, with 1 second left, hits him right under the jaw, knocks him out. Yair wins by knockout with 1 second left in the final round, where it looked like he was gonna lose by a very close decision, maybe split, who knows. Gets the Hail Mary victory. It didn't look like an accident. He was definitely throwing it, but he was still kind of lucky, but it was skill, and he was hoping and praying it would hit, and he got it. Props to this fight, to this whole card, really good card. It's on TV. It'll probably show in reruns on FS1, FS2. Go watch it if you have time, or if you want to play something in the background, or just watch the last 2 fights. Man, were they good. And especially the co-main event, because there was a lot of tension and story behind it. Not getting into it, but that's really it, because I know this is getting long and you hate me. Quick update. Unfortunately, I have to end this on a very sad note, and much of any popular culture channel on YouTube, anywhere, any news outlet too, has to end this on, is unfortunately the man, the myth, the legend, Stan Lee, the creator of Marvel, the co-creator of many of Marvel's famous characters, has passed away at the age of 95. Talking about this gets me a little bit emotional, just because I knew who he was when I saw him make his first few cameos in those first few films, those okay films. They don't hold up very well now. Those Marvel films with the Hulk, X-Men. X-Men looks still good. Incredible Hulk, not so much. The first one, the Hulk. And then Spider-Man, his role in Spider-Man, the little cameos, it warmed my heart, because I knew what this guy had done to move past the pages and onto the big screen. And it'll forever live on. He was trying to bring change and use his platform to unite us together based on skin color, which should never be a thing for us to divide ourselves for, but it happens. And I know he came off maybe sometimes ignorant, and he did probably bad things, or not the most great of things as a businessman back in his early days in Marvel. He wasn't a perfect man, but he was a man, and he deserves our respect, and so does his family. And so I send my condolences to his family and all his loved ones, and to all his supporters. We mourn today a legend, and Rest in peace, Mr. Lee. I wish I could have met you myself personally. It was one of my bucket lists to meet you and shake your hand and tell you how this character and many other characters have inspired me to be a hero to some people. So thank you. My hat. And that's the end of the video. My name is Frankie. This is Culture Talks. Hate to end it on this note. Thank you so much for supporting me. Shout out to everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.